3 bedrooms, 1 level with a great meadow view and gorgeous Saddle Lake Farms. Colleen and David Black, Keller Williams Realty. Call on Colleen.
This is your Weather Extreme video for Sunday, November the 22nd. And we had a nice rain overnight. I'm meteorologist Brian Peters. Let's take a look at our Skycam images this morning. Here's the look from Mount Cheaha. I just love that shot where we see the clouds hanging on the mountains. Clouds hanging tough over Demopolis as well as we look out over the river down there. Boy, that river sure is full as we've had a lot of rain. And certainly rain on the lens at Montevallo. And you can see as the sun is coming up, we're getting a little brighter, but expect to stay mostly cloudy today. The culprit in our weather, as we saw yesterday, was the low pressure system that was over the northwest Gulf. It has moved along the central Gulf Coast and expect it to move across the southern part of Georgia later today and tonight. In the upper atmosphere, that little upper low, little trough is moving through the southeastern U.S. and should be headed away from us, but that'll keep us cloudy with some patchy rain across the area today. Temperatures are not going to change a great deal today with clouds and a good easterly wind. We expect to see temperatures staying in the 50s for the most part today. And again, some patchy rain. And we look at radar. Most of the rain probably will be ending before noontime across the area. However, we are going to see some, little drizzle, little patchy light rain from time to time, and I suspect that most of that will be over by the early this evening. But we're going to stay in the clouds until Monday as the clouds hang in there. QPF-wise, not a lot of additional rain forecast at the moment. Looks like potentially about 1/4 of an inch over the next several days. Of course, this includes what fell overnight last night. And no area outlook for a slight risk of severe weather from the Storm Prediction Center. And the tropics remain very quiet as we head into the end of the hurricane season for 2009, which will end in about a week. All right, here's the 060 GFS model run, and here's our surface map for today. The low is not particularly strong, but we can see kind of the reflection of that low moving through the southeastern U.S. In the upper atmosphere, one gets out of here, and then another one is coming in from the northern Rockies, and that one will produce a storm system in the central U.S. However, it looks like that could be dry, and that was the trend yesterday, and I think maybe that is going to happen. Here comes our next system. Now, notice that we've got that system centered over about, Kansas City or so, a pretty good closed low, but we have another shortwave trough right on its heels up in south central Canada, and that's going to end up causing a bit of a dumbbell effect on the low. Here comes the storm system on Tuesday, and I think we'll probably be dry, although there is a small chance about Wednesday that we might see some clouds as well as maybe a small chance, but I think for the most part the forecast will stay dry. All right, the short wave catches up with the closed low, and the effect is to create a bit of a dumbbell. The closed low rotates through the eastern part of the Great Lakes, while the short wave moves into the trough and begins to intensify, and that's going to bring some much colder weather. We can see that cold weather represented by those blue thickness lines, the surface low moving through the eastern Great Lakes area, but the GFS is keeping us dry. Maybe, an isolated patch of light rain or something, but I think the atmosphere is just going to be too dry. That second short wave drops into the trough and intensifies quite a lot. Boy, that is very sharp. And the net result is for Thanksgiving that we should be turning much colder. Look at the 540 line all the way down to Birmingham. That's not quite as far south as it was yesterday on the GFS. But fortunately, this system is very progressive and moves through very quickly. You notice that the trough axis is now off the southeast coast of the United States on Friday, and the cold air is also over the Carolinas as we begin to already show signs of warming back up. By Saturday, we're under a ridge, and that dries us out, and we stay dry as we head into Sunday, the 29th of November. All right, let's go out into Voodoo a little further, and here comes a very sizable trough on the 3rd, and that should produce a good deal of wet weather from the central U.S. across Texas and over into the southeastern U.S. That's the 3rd of December, Thursday, about a week from Thanksgiving. And then finally, wow, look at this whopper. Now, this is going to be some interesting speculation over the next few days. Look at that trough and closed low over the Texas Panhandle, and look at this. A nice surface low, the potential for some severe weather, and look at all the rain and precip behind the 540 thickness line. So we'll have to be watching this. This could be an interesting snow pattern, a winter weather pattern for some of the central U.S. But remember, this is also extremely far out, and it is voodoo. All right. Well, I appreciate you tuning into the Weather Xtreme video. Always love ending on a nice speculation note like that. James Spann will be back in the saddle again early tomorrow morning. Should have the next Weather Xtreme video posted by about 7 a.m. In the meantime, I hope that you have a great Sunday and Godspeed.
Each day, there are new stories to tell about the people who live here and the place we call home.
All of the faces that I see, all of the places close to me, they're all part of all the best things about home.
Sharing your stories on ABC 3340, Alabama's news leader.